What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from This is Pop Punk Promotions. I'm here with Rob Bellusci from
Hi,
Senise, Italy. How's it going, Rob?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing good. I really appreciate you coming on. Let's dive right into it. So, when and how did you get into music?
Well, it's been a long time. The first time I was really in love with music was back in 2005, something like that. And I was a little kid. I was born in 1998, so I was like 7 years old. And the first memories were coincidentally about pop punk. I was really in love with the song by Good Charlotte, their most famous song called. At the time, it was an hit. Their most famous song I think is the anthem. But I was really in love with it. I just wanna live. It was amazing, and I always have been really in love with catchy stuff. Even Rihanna. Back in the day, there was "Please Don't Stop the Music." I think that was out during the same period, and I was really in it, and that's when I just consider music a way to escape from reality and feel good, even if you had a bad day or a bad period. So after a few years, I wanted to learn guitar, and I think I was 10, 11, something like that. And that's when I started to play guitar. From then, 2008, I was totally obsessed by Blink 182. I remember watching the video of All Small Things, and I said, "Ooh, these guys are really weird and crazy." And I felt something. I mean, I don't know if it ever happened to you, but it's like you recognize for the first time your world. You see, that's my world. That's what I belong. That's what basically happened to me. Then I just did my best to have a band here in Italy, in southern Italy, especially in my town. It's kind of hard to find a band. So to find a band, it took me a few years. And then I started playing hardcore punk. I was in a band called Unknown Destination. I played in that band for 7 years or so. So I basically passed all my adolescence playing shows, and really great memories. It changed my life forever.
That's awesome, man. I could definitely relate to that.
That's amazing. Yeah. We're so lucky to be in love with music.
This is
It
true.
happened so many times to me to talk with people, and you know, they're not too so much into art or music or something that makes you feel alive, really alive. And it's sad. We have to feel lucky for what we call passions. Our passions are what makes us alive.
For sure, man. So, you released I Wish in May. How's the response been to it?
I almost hit 1,000 plays on Spotify. I have to check out if I did today, but I'm pretty close. It's the first song that I ever made that it's 100% pop punk. My musical career has been so weird because I started playing hardcore music. At the first times, we used to play something more into deathcore, but I was always a pop punk kid that used to play breakdowns. So after that, after the band experience ended, I started to play acoustic songs. In fact, my first song called Living Art is an acoustic song. From there, I went with Inside Out, and it's just like an escalation. But I was here at the start. Then I went here. Then that's like the heaviness that I left all the heaviness, and now I'm going back to it. And I Wish is the first song that it's 100% pop punk. So I didn't know what to expect. And I'm so happy to see that people are finally recognizing. They're saying something like, "That's you, 100% you." And we're so happy to hear that. And
That's
it
really
was
cool.
that's basically the kind of song that I always wanted to write, always, but never did because or I had to make hardcore music or I had different ideas that weren't 100% pop punk. This is the first time that I'm so happy.
Very cool. So who do you record it with, and how's the process?
So the first song that I used to wrote, like Inside Out, Everything, and Something From You, were written 50-50 with a friend of mine through Zoom. So I was at my home. I sent him all the time with transfer links with my ideas, and we used to work 2 or 3 hours together per day. And that's how we wrote Inside Out, Something From You. Everything was kind of different because I wrote 90% of the song, and then my friend used to add just a drum bit. I wish it's completely written by myself. I mean, I wrote guitars, bass line, drums. I made drums with my Mac because I'm not a drummer, but something plays in my head, so I just write MIDI drums and vocals. Vocals have been recorded at SDM Studios, that is owned by my friend. So basically that's the process. It's all about me right now because I have to do everything, just take care of everything: promotion, writing, recording, design and stuff like that. I have to see who has got to make the artwork, and that's like a pain in the ass, but at the same time you have control and feel proud of everything you do.
You're a jack of all trades. I like it. So you're from Senise, Italy. How's the pop punk scene there? Do you have a favorite local band, a favorite venue?
Nothing. There's no scene, no venues, there's nothing. I mean, when I used to play with my band back in a few years span from 2014 to 2017, we were the only band playing. We used to play in pubs, bars, every place that could have had us. Since then, the scene completely died. So I'm a solo artist here. I'm the only one who makes this kind of music. And maybe in general, there are 2 or 3 more artists over me, and there's no scene. And yeah, if you want to see a concert, if you want to attend to a concert or just a gig, you want to play a gig, you have to go way, way far from here. I think it's the main plot of almost all the pop punk songs, you know, my hometown, and you know it.
Yep.
Maybe that's a reason why all the kids from those towns make and listen pop punk music.
Maybe.
Maybe
So who are
not.
your biggest influences?
So I'm pretty into old school pop punk. I started out with Blink-182. Then I moved on Zebra, and that's actually what I got on my arm. That was my first tattoo, Zebra star. Then I got the Blink-182 bunny, and I think I just jumped the 2012 to 2015 pop punk scene. I just jumped from the old school to the new school. I like some bands from that time. I mean, Neck Deep, A Day to Remember, but I never studied that much that scene. Now I'm really into the new stuff. I mean, Modson, Jaden. I'm not a big MGK fan, but I like some of his music, yeah. But Drive Through Records, yeah, if I have to just say the biggest name, Drive Through Records, that's the main influence for me.
So if you could tour with one of those bands, which one?
Okay, I want to say one from the past, one from the present, and one in the middle. So I would love to play with Blink, obviously. Old school Blink. I imagine myself in year 2000 playing with Blink, and maybe new school Modson. Pretty sure Modson. I'm a big fan of him, and is that kind of person that motivates you just with a few words. He's an amazing guy.
That's awesome. So now I'm going to ask you some non-music questions. It's a good way for me to get to know you. I did this with the other bands I interviewed. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, first one, favorite video game.
WWE SmackDown versus Raw, the 2005 game. Yeah, the one that came right after SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. Yeah, Zebra were in that soundtrack, so that's how I discovered them.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you could be any animal, which one?
I don't know, maybe cat, because I have a few. I have two cats, and sometimes I just sit watching them and wondering how they pass all the day. They stay 2/3 of their lives sleeping, and that's insane. But I'm just curious to know what they think sometimes. Yeah, maybe the cat. Yeah, probably I'll go with that.
Okay. So if you could go back in time and talk to one world leader or person of influence, who would it be?
Do you mean in my life or in general?
So if you could go back in time and talk to a world leader, a person of influence, it can be a dead musician, who would it be?
Okay, okay. Mm, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because there are so many things that could have been changed, from the political ones that have ruined the world so many times to just simple things like telling Tom in 2004, please don't leave Blink. It depends how I take the question. I mean, I would do the possible to not have all the stuff that has happened in the 90s. I mean, the 1900s. Obviously, the war, I would love to stop the war if I could. But for what's about music, I don't know. It's so hard. Yeah, maybe I would say to Tom, please don't leave Blink. Please don't think about UFOs. Make a few other records that I could listen to every day. Maybe.
That's awesome. I think I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you had $1 million and you could donate to any charity, which one?
Well, if I have to consider all the difficulties that are in this world, one of the biggest ones are maybe the situations that go on in Africa. So it would be awesome to help all the people that have to struggle to have a lunch, to have any kind of comfort. We all deserve a good life. So maybe that's the right answer for me.
Sounds good. All right, last question. What are some places in Senise that visitors should check out?
We have a giant lake. It's an artificial lake. Sorry for my English, by the way. It's an artificial lake that is the second biggest one in the world, I think, and the first one in Europe. Is gigantic, and people go fishing. They run through the surrounding area, and it's really nice. You can chill out a lot here. That's the place where I go all the time when I feel stressed and I want just to chill out. It's not that far from the downtown, a few minutes of drive. The town is not that big. We are 7,000 people, so it's not a gigantic place, but it's so beautiful.
You'll have to take me there when I get over there.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I
You're
really appreciate.
the
I'm sorry,
first
go ahead.
American to come.
What was that?
You wouldn't be the first American guy to come to see the lake.
I would be the
And
best one. I'm just kidding.
no swimming. The water is bad, really bad. Just watching.
Sounds good. Well, I really appreciate you, man, coming on and chatting up a little bit. The support means the world to me.
I really appreciate that too. If I can say just one more thing, I want to say that I have a new single coming out soon. It will come out in June 24th. It's called Motivates You. And maybe with I Wish are the two best songs that I ever made. And this one is all made by myself as well, just like I Wish. I'm so proud of that work, and I hope that everyone will enjoy it.
I'm really looking forward to listening to it. I'm sure I'm going to love it.
Thank you.
So for the people that are going to watch this interview later, where can they find your music at?
So I'm on Spotify, and the name is Rob Bellusci. You can find all the news and all the stupid things that I make every day on my Instagram, Rob X Bellusci, and pretty much all the streaming platforms, YouTube, Amazon Music, pretty much everywhere.
Very cool. Well, I hope you have a great day, and we'll chat soon.
Same about you. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy.
Of course. I'll see you later.
See ya.